We're live.
We live. We figured it out.
Hang on. It'll tell us up here. Like it tells us right here who comes in. And this has all of our chat in it too.
Oh, okay. Neat.
But it lags something like from YouTube to this, so people will probably come in and we won't see them yet. But that's why I tell them to just chat.
Yeah, it says that I'm live too.
Okay, good deal. Yay!
Yay, we figured it out.
And now we won't be saying the same thing, even though we're not saying the same thing.
Yeah, that was freaky.
It's crazy, and there's no way to fix it.
Well, it tells me right here I can't send a message. Sending messages is only supported by the host.
Wait a minute, that's not.
Hello, chickbait.
It should let you send a message.
Mm-mm. No, it says learn more. You are continuing streams. Let us know if you have any concerns. Yeah, if for this format, it says.
Well, what format is that? Well, I'm gonna send them a message and be like, squeeze me, but I need her to be able to chat.
Yeah, that's weird.
And you know what? There was a way. You have your phone though, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I always keep it running so I can look at chat.
And I'll email them. Hey, y'all, I know we're having a conversation. We're figuring this new stream system thing out. But I'll email them and find out because there's a way you can chat because Kanan's been here before. Like, we've used it. They're changing stuff, so they'll tell me.
Okay, I'm sure.
It's probably operator error. I probably did it, y'all. Okay, so we were just doing a live just to, basically to do it because there's still stuff to talk about as always.
Yep.
There was some more interviews that I saw. Who did it? Somebody did an interview. I'll find it in a second because I watched it last night. But some more interviews come out for after the, of course, for after that. Yeah, whatever it was we witnessed yesterday. I think what we witnessed yesterday was both teams having weak cases because the defense, because the judge shut down everything they wanted to do, and the prosecution ran to take that deal or made that deal. I know they had to create it, but I don't think they asked the parents because Bill Thompson didn't want to go to trial for real because he knew that. I think they psyched each other out. I really do. That's basically what I'm getting from it. Well, no, Bill Thompson had been psyched out because he knew he didn't have evidence. I still don't understand why Ann didn't try to talk Brian out of it unless it was because his mama was worried about, and I understand.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to mute it because I had to chase my cat.
But I do think that he was, I hate to say it like this. I'm not going to say, I don't know exactly what, but for him to admit guilt and it be that serious, there's something that he knows, guilty knowledge, something, you know what I mean? Or he could have gotten put in a situation to where whatever, but I think that there's something. I don't think that he knows nothing and pled guilty. I do not think that.
No, I don't think that either. He definitely knows, was definitely something, but we all know how I feel. I've always been like you, something else. There's more to this story.
Yeah, there's more than just Brian, no matter what it is. There's way more than that. And the narrative, what's making me mad is I'm not going to let the prosecution, they think, oh, we're done. They have no idea. They're going to hate me. No, you're not, because y'all are still lying about the narrative. So that Brian Koberger is not some just psycho kid that just decided to pick up. That's the stupidest shit. That's not what happened. So,
yeah.
It doesn't matter whether Brian Koberger tells the truth about what happened. Like, it's just like if you're found, you can say that you did the crime that you're actually been found innocent for. They can't retry you. It's not going to matter, but I think Ryan Koberger will end up telling, if they don't take him out first, because that's what I feel and that's what I got in the cards. If they think he's going to tell that gets any other people in trouble, then I do think they will attempt it. So,
I agree on that one. Sorry. Okay. Now I can sit down. Sorry. I had to grab a drink. I had to. I was.
I know that's what I was going to tell you I was going to do in a minute.
The math don't math. It does not.
Y'all, I changed the subject 1 second. So me and Christy were doing backstage thing. I love having backstage to anything because Christy don't like to talk on the phone, and neither does Lucy there. But we'll have to make her go backstage with us too, just to watch videos or whatever. But y'all, I pierced my nose. I'm so excited because I've wanted my nose pierced forever, and I finally did it. I've been putting lidocaine on it since 6 o'clock this morning, but I did it.
She got it done. I've had my nose done for, like I said, like 12, 13, 14 years probably. I like it.
Well, it's like a little, I'm not going to Idaho.
Oh, hell no.
I wouldn't even pass that through there for, I don't know. I wouldn't, I would go all the way around 100,000 miles out of the way. But,
same with Cleveland, Ohio. Avoid that place too.
Yeah, I won't go through Indiana either because the places that begin with I, they have issues. And so, yeah.
Anyone with an eye, huh?
2 decades, Lucy. Well, I did not. I just wanted it done, but I really didn't want to go get that big old huge needle stuck in my nose because that's just terrifying. So you can get this shit off Amazon, and I still have another one. Jenny won't let me pierce her nose. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And I'm not piercing the other side of my nose because I think that looks stupid on me. I mean, they might not on other people, but.
See, Heather's had hers done too. Yeah, I was thinking about. I think Brittany was only like 16 when I had got my nose done because I took her to get her belly button done. So I had my nose, and she's now 28. So it's been a while.
Because it's high security, Wonders Deep. That's why the marshals transported him, more than likely, because it's dangerous. I mean, it's the most popular case in the world right now. He could be in danger, so that's why they do that.
See, I thought of the Monroe, but Brittany got it done, but I didn't do that one.
Yeah, I don't know if I could. I couldn't do that myself or my eyebrow myself. My nose is.
Brittany did the one on her cheek that like goes in. It's how you see the people with the piercings like on their cheek and that. Like, yeah, she did that one, which that one freaks me out because.
Yeah, I mean,
it's weird, but I like it. I wouldn't do that one. The only one like I said, my eyebrow gave me so much trouble, so I had to take it out. But I'm about ready to try the other side.
Yeah, I want my eyebrow done, but I won't do my own eyebrow because I just don't know if I could.
Yeah,
get it to do right. So my nose is probably the only thing I can't get. Like I said, I can't get the second hole in my ear because I have that mole behind my ear. So it was hell to get the first one done. So
yeah,
and I'm not doing cartilage because that shit just hurts thinking about it. So I cannot.
Yeah, that one actually made me jump a little bit when I had that tops of my ears done. And yeah, but
this one didn't even make my eye water that bad.
Yeah. So. And honestly, the tops of my ears didn't hurt me as bad getting it done as it did healing. Oh gosh, that was horrible.
Yeah, because it didn't heal right. Apparently, 6 months later, and that's
yeah, yeah.
That's
you couldn't if I laid and my ears touched my pillows. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, hell, that thing would have come out before 6 months, girl.
I don't know how I made it that long. I really don't. It was horrible. But
I do not know neither. I would not have made it. I'm telling you that now. That's me. I
Yeah.
can't handle all that. I don't like pain.
Yeah.
That's why I lidocaine the inside of my nose and the outside. And I also, often people do not alcohol the inside of their nose, y'all. I alcohol the inside of my nose.
Yeah.
Just the whole was going through. I was like, what the hell? I'm crazy though too.
Yeah, chick bait. My body rejects a lot too. That's what they said. That's why my ears didn't, my eyebrow didn't. Nothing would really take on my face besides my nose. And that actually took me a while to get that one, and a lot of cleaning in that, because it wasn't really wanting that either. But so I gave up on everything else because I wanted to do my lip, and I'm like, why? I'm just gonna make a hole and go through pain for no reason. It's gonna reject it anyhow. It
Yeah, I
rejected.
would do the other side.
Yeah, I couldn't even have my belly button done. It rejected that one too. So,
That's crazy.
uh-huh. So when I got my tattoo, they were worried because I wanted, my favorite colors are purple and black, and that's what I wanted in my tattoo. My tribal symbol is black, but I have a heart in the middle of it, and I wanted it purple, and purple's a heart color. A lot of people's body will reject purple, and they thought, oh, my body would reject it. It actually did pretty good with it. Besides, it has this weird little like one spot in the middle of the heart where it took no ink. It's white.
My heart won't take ink. I need to get my tattoo fixed because it's homemade. Like the girl knows how to draw, whatever, but she didn't ever finish it. Messed up. And the other girl, she filled in this heart, but it did not. The ink did not take.
Yeah. Yeah. Old Lucy. That's an interesting comment for Steve G to have, huh?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I think Kapak is involved. I know people get upset, but I mean, there's just that's too many coincidences. I don't even believe in one coincidence. So,
yep. Yeah, for him to say that, I don't know.
And for him to know where Brian's parents are on their fucking plane or something is really odd. Like, I'm confused. I wish he wouldn't say things like that. I know he's upset, but I mean, that Brian's parent, like why would you? I don't know. Maybe he's just pissed off.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't even know he said that. Somebody said that. I was like, is that true? Y'all, what the?
Yep.
That could be taken as a threat for real. I mean, he could probably get in trouble because that's Brian's parents probably don't know if they're safe or not. I mean, shit. But I wish the news would quit. They did two things yesterday. One, Brian Enton was like, well, his parents didn't even, because he would have gotten in trouble. You don't do that. The judge told him, and the judge also said, we're not going to be too emotional, because they're like, Brian didn't. And I said, y'all noticed all the wrong things. Did anybody notice where he got up and how his hand looked? And even at how he was standing whenever he was swearing under oath? If you look at that, he might have been able to hold that knife for one person doing that, but he literally has some kind of whatever, I don't know if they call it a disability or whatever, but I've never noticed that until yesterday while everybody was trying to look in his eyes or something and see if he was psycho. I was like, how about you idiots?
Yeah.
He has Asperger's. You can't, or whatever they call it now, damn Asperger's. They don't, they get on my nerves.
Yeah.
And two, he's a man. He's not, you can't, I have intuition strong. We all do. I couldn't figure, I still don't know exactly because I can't get a good feel or whatever you want to call it on it. I don't know.
Yeah. Gosh. Okay, so what you putting on? Or what did
I was going to, let me see, there was some, I don't remember what interviews it was. Heather, I know you got links to some interviews that come out last night.
Yeah, she just posted one.
Oh, did she? Wait a minute. Where the hell is it? Hang on. Oh, there it is. We can hit the link in here. Yay.
I mean, it come from Heather, so take caution.
Oh, well, this is Heather's post, so I'm going to post this and let everybody read it.
Oh, yeah. Yes, to true crime.
We're going to let Christy read this for Heather because...
No.
I'm just playing. Hang on.
Yeah, Sherlock dropped the bomb yesterday with his post.
Oh, I didn't even see. Is this Sherlock's post, Lucy? I didn't even see Sherlock's post. It's not share. Oh, I'm a dumbass. That's why. Okay.
She said there was a video in it,
Oh, okay.
but
Got you. Okay, so let's just start with untruths and end the untruths too. Brent Kopaka has been a narrative pushed by certain people basically since mid-December 2022. They know who they are. 4 alternate perps offered. 3 alternate perps know the victims, live within, Brent knows Xana, walking distance to the 1122 King Road home, and spent time with the victims in the hours immediately prior to their deaths. What 3 of them people? Did you list them? Because I want to know now. Wait a minute.
okay, wait a minute.
These 3 people have provided DNA. Oh, and have been cleared. Is that being sarcastic or wait a minute? 1 alternate perp did not know the victims but had a passing connection with 1 victim in October 2022. Did I say apron 5 weeks prior?
I don't know. I can't.
APRO. What the hell is that supposed to say? Is that what the right word? Should tell me in a minute. This person also has been cleared after providing DNA. All right, y'all. Oh, I gotta go right here. I'm a dummy. Okay. Moscow homicide update. Dated December 5th, 2022. MPD investigated the incident with Kaylee gun calls at a local store. The men involved were investigated and cleared by December 5th. Okay, the same day. All right. Link. Gun calls started stating that Koberger is blaming Kopaka. Okay. Hang on. Wait a minute, y'all. Turn it down so his advertisement goes away. I want to hear it.
know the real superpower.
Well, as you can think, right? Is this justice?
No,
No.
no, we're going.
Are you guys
Keep
going to be in
going.
the courtroom today?
Keep going.
Some of us will.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I heard you might protest
Head
outside.
forward.
Yeah, I'm not going in.
You're not going in.
Head up. Keep going.
I saw your post. You said it's in the judge's meeting.
Up. Yes, it is. You want to go in with us, or what are you doing here?
Text me if anything comes up or you need anything. You still have time. Yeah, send me the
We got you. I got you. Where's Aunt Tammy? She had to go to him. Okay.
What? Maybe you just walk pretty well. Want to do that? Yeah, this is a little off. Just give us some space, guys. Yes. Yep.
Steve, you still planning to stay outside for the hearing?
I'm here right now. We're inside.
Sweet.
protester? Then our agreement. We didn't agree with it. Yeah. They just agreed on something and then they just completely back. We didn't agree on anything. He only negotiated with the murderer of our children. That was the only person that he negotiated with. He didn't give us the common courtesy to negotiate with us. Even pretend. He could have just pretended and then lied, but he didn't even pretend. He basically said, your guys' input isn't needed.
The judge could hear one thought from you that he should remember. What is it?
He's going to own this. He's going to inherit what Thompson did, and he's the only one that can fix it. He's the only one who can make it right. He needs to protect those other surviving victims and make this person say that they had nothing to do with it. He did it solely. He did it all on his own, and nobody else was responsible. And then we won't keep having these supporters always saying that he got set up. We know what he's planning on doing. Somebody died, a vet died, and he's going to try to say that, put the blame on that person. So he's not going to take accountability. And Thompson didn't force him to take accountability. He didn't even negotiate. That's terrible.
You don't think 4 life sentences is justice?
No, of course not. It's daycare. Prison is daycare, people.
Steve, if you could tell the judge one thing today, what would it be?
Do what's right. Do what you know. 4 people died in their sleep. If we had 4 other people that weren't college students, this would be the death penalty.
What do you want us to know about Caleb today?
Caleb would be ashamed of what happened today.
What do you want to happen? Why do you want this to go to trial?
Because then my peers, this community will decide that he's guilty. We can take it out of freaking Thompson's hands. One man shouldn't decide what 4 souls are worth.
You said they made a deal with the devil.
Well, yeah, they did. Thompson made a deal with Colbert. He was the only person that was considered.
What do you think of the other families who are glad this is happening today?
Oh, that's good enough for their kids. Doesn't mean it's good enough for mine.
Do you have any message for Colbert's family?
Yeah, what do you want Koberger to know?
We know when you flew out here. We know. We have your flight records.
How are you preparing to see him today?
I'm not going to see him.
When you say you know the flight records, what do you mean, Steve?
I know when his parents booked their flight. When his father did.
What does that mean?
You'll find out.
Would you like to say something to them?
The rest of your family went inside. Is it important for them to be in there today?
Where are you going? Are you not able to
I'm just
get
getting out of this city.
You're not staying in? Steve,
Guys, move.
would you be
Get out of the
willing
way.
to come? Okay, can't chat. I just want to say hi.
All right.
Steve, have I read that show?
Okay. Yeah, we'll do interviews like when this thing's over. We'll come out here with our kids, and we'll meet them. But I can't do this for 2 hours, guys.
Have a nice day. Be safe.
Not really. It's just I don't want to participate in Brian's deal.
It's understandable. I'm actually a father of a daughter myself. She's 1 year old, and
Is that yours on your socks?
yeah, and I can't imagine.
Man, brother.
I cannot
Represent
imagine
her.
what you're going through. I won't
Thank
pretend to know.
Thank you.
I
appreciate it.
With that being said, good to see you, Steve.
Hey, go Boise, man.
Go places stay. Right.
I love those
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah, you're going to talk to us this afternoon. What time you think you'll be able to talk
Yeah,
to
we'll
us?
probably be back in like an hour when the court starts, and then we can go out there and we'll deal with all this. But,
How's
I
the-
just stayed right there.
I got you. How's the family holding up?
We're all disappointed. We're very disappointed. We worked too long, too hard for half-ass efforts.
Is that directed towards Judge Hippler?
Hitler hasn't done anything. He inherited this. Hopefully he can fix it. I'm not blaming nothing on Hitler. I'm putting this all on Thompson and Bataille County. They tore that house down. They've done everything to hide this. Why did this get done over the weekend? As soon as the investigation starts, they're cowards. They're running from it.
Yeah.
We're not supporting them.
Okay. Thanks, Steve. We'll talk to you later.
Have a good one, guys.
I'd appreciate it if you guys left us here. 3
That's correct. I mean, I agree. I understand why Steve is saying what he's saying, except about, I think what he's saying about their flight records is he knows that they told him or them before they let any of the parents know. I think that's what he's saying. I could be wrong. That's what I got from that.
I forgot I was muted. I was reading chat, but yeah. Sorry. Okay.
Well, I think Steve Jr. is just trying to protect his family. Like, I don't have a problem with none of these people because, listen, at the end of the day, I think Steve G is just trying to protect his family, and he's upset. He loves his kid. I'm not saying I agree with everything he does, but, I mean, the prosecution did do them dirty. They've done them dirty as shit. Y'all, Bill Thompson was crying, really, because he don't even know Xana's fucking last name. I'm still pissed off. I went to sleep, and as soon as I woke up this morning, the first fucking thing I thought about was that stupid man saying Xana's last name wrong. Like, I cannot. I'm just not okay with that.
Yeah, Silent G. I'm the
thing,
same way. I'm giving them grace at this point. I feel bad for every one of them. Like family
He wanted
members.
Brian to go to trial because he wanted to know the evidence too. I mean, that's what he's always said. I know he says he's guilty, but I think he's like, well, the state's gonna keep on saying he's guilty, so I'm gonna agree with him. When they can't prove it, then I'm gonna say, okay, now what the fuck? Because you have me saying I wanted this man to DIE, and y'all don't even have So I can understand him wanting to Brian to go to trial. Like I do understand that.
And did you see Kane's comment?
Lucy, I refuse to even spread this propaganda. I refuse. If y'all want to know it's JLR, you can go to his X Twitter page or whatever. I will tell y'all what it said. I refuse to put this shit on the screen because it pisses me off. This is exactly the fuck. He don't know this. Brian Koberger called his parents after committing the murders, confessed to them. They gave him advice. How fucking stupid does that sound? I just want to know. Koberger switched his plates, cleaned his car. Oh my God. Heather, you just like my blood pressure to get going. She just wants me to scream. Cleaned his car and a part. Bitch, God fucking, I cannot. And this is all from a felon. Just remember this. Dad went to get him. Oh my God. His parents knew. What a fucking moron. I'm sorry. Sorry, but I cannot. I cannot. I don't know how JLR knows this, I guess he just knows fucking everything, doesn't he?
Yeah. Megyn Kelly did a interview with Howard Bloom and who else? There was somebody else in it. And Bloom, made it sound like that, how he always made it sound like, his parents knew, they called it in, they suspected stuff and all that crap. And I just, that guy gets under my skin with this
Every
case.
state, listen, I don't care what case it is. He thought Karen Reed was guilty. Like, yep. I think he's paid to just say everybody's guilty or what the fuck ever, because he don't even make no sense, and I cannot with him because the shit he's talking about, nobody even knows where the fuck he got it at. Okay, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think people need to. And Steve wanted him to go to trial so that if it was the right person, the evidence would show it. If not, then, and he would be able to tell the state, okay, you stupid fuckers, because y'all swore to my wife that, you know what I mean? And y'all told me, and we're supposed to be able to believe y'all. But Bill Thompson, why do we know more about the victims? Why does Ann Taylor know more about the victims than the prosecution, who is supposed to be fighting for the victims? because he didn't. And I do not like that man. I don't care if it's proven that Brian's all the way guilty, that's fine. He's still just as guilty. Ashley Jennings is. They're fucking liars. They still lied about the narrative. They are liars, and they are no better than anybody sitting in a jail to me. And if I have my way, Ashley is still going to get in trouble. See, they think all this is just going away, but I'm going to be a thorn in their fucking side. So, from Alabama at that. And I can aggravate if I want to. I mean, I will. I don't have nothing else better to do than fucking at least once a day call and make it known that I'm going to do this every day. It may do nothing. They may just quit answering the phone. I don't know. I'm going to email everybody I can. I don't even care. Somebody will pay attention sooner or later because they're going to get tired of my name. And like, oh, somebody just, what?
Yeah.
That's the way I do it.
I just want Steve to keep talking. I want him to keep saying stuff because I know damn well that guy knows more, and he's not saying it for the fact of what he does let out. It's obvious, and I would just love to know more of what Steve G knows or thinks he knows.
Y'all, did y'all realize that Bill Thompson got up there and told every fucking PCA lie? Like, there's documents that went against every fucking thing he was saying. I mean, this is the stupidest shit. I just can't. I cannot. I mean, I don't even understand how this happened. And somebody in the higher courts is not watching this fucking freak show. Okay? Yeah. Because that's what it was. I don't understand how anybody is happy. This is just like justice. No, it's really not. Because when Brian Kohberger can tell me I'm not going to say without stuttering or whatever, he does have, not a disability, but a development, whatever it's called. He has Asperger's and whatever the freak they want to call it today. But anyways, if he can give me the motive and just tell me everything that happened, you know what I mean? I would believe him. But if he can't even make up his own story about how he did this, then, and I'm not saying he was not involved at all, because there's no way that he has to know there's something. Okay.
Yeah.
I know he probably did this at the piece for his mama, but I don't think that man just got up there and didn't know any fucking thing about anything. And I mean, that's a lot. Yep. It's not just one person, it's 4. And I'm not sure what happened. I mean, I just have an intuition feeling that Brent was involved. I mean, I will never know. I don't think we're ever going to know unless Brian comes out and tells people. But I do know that he knew Xana. I do know that he knew Xana and her dad, because on that Facebook, and I didn't screenshot it because I wasn't putting 2 and 2 together then. And I do know Brent was outside on his balcony, and I seen it on YouTube, and I didn't put none of that together then because I didn't know what was going on, didn't know who Brent was, didn't realize he was in Washington, none of that. He was outside on his balcony screaming that they tried to set him up or somebody made him do something to 4 kids, whatever, and he was freaking out. And that is the shit that stayed in my head. Of course, you can't find that shit on YouTube now,
Yep. No,
I was just trying to figure out, when he said the 4 kids, I knew he was talking about that, and I didn't even know where he was. I was trying to figure out who he was, where he was from, what he was talking about. So I think even if Brent was involved, it was still somebody still kind of, forced. I don't know. I don't think this was Brian or Brent's idea. Let's just go slay 4 people. That's never what I've taught. So I don't think it was their idea. I don't think it would have been their idea. I think it was for somebody bigger that could not get their hands dirty, period. There's too many government people on the prosecution coming out of the woodworks. So I don't trust that. Sorry.
Yeah, D.B. Cooper said that he thinks a lot of people will start talking now. Stuff is going to come out and the truth will be known. I really hope. I hope that this does make.
I don't think they have enough evidence for us to know the truth, y'all. I don't fucking think they have. I think the gag order was the reason that, I think his name is Aphrodite, said, and it's because the prosecution's case was so weak. And Ann Taylor agreed with it because Brian Kohberger was getting slayed in the media. And we found out half of that shit was lies. Did y'all hear what Ramsland said about him?
Yep.
That he was very respectful, and that she didn't even know that, of course, I know what she said afterwards. She wants to interview him. I don't think she still fully thinks that he whatever, everything. But, she did want people to quit talking about her being the one or the reason why everybody does that. Yes, there probably are people that go to school to learn what they can about what, but Ramsland has an honorable job and does what she does. She's not trying to teach people how to go unalive people. That's not it. And I was really upset. It was sick. They were saying stuff about her. But even if Brian did do this, it's not Ramsland's fault. She didn't teach them how to. That's not what her job is. So I like her.
Yeah, I do too.
And if anybody's going to get the truth out of Brian, it'll be whatever the hell she finds. And he don't get money off of that because she does not. Usually she tells them it's going toward the victim, whatever. Mm-hmm. So Brian probably, if people would listen to how she does her work or how she does stuff, they would know instead of just thinking she's bad. And Nancy Grace didn't used to think she was bad until I cannot. These people get on my nerves. Nancy Grace used to be a fucking lawyer. Now she might as well be in Hollywood because all she is a fucking actor. That is so stupid. They get on my nerves. I cannot help it. I don't have patience with people like that. She knows what she's doing. No amount of money in the world should let her, if she's been through the murder of her fiance, and she was a lawyer and a true lawyer, and nobody in the world would they be able to pay me to lie on fucking TV anywhere. People don't value themselves. Do you know how little value you have in yourself when you will get paid to lie and keep a narrative? I will be poor forever because I'm too much of a bitch, I guess. I don't need your money and I don't need you because you are not determining my value with that shit. You're not bribing me with that neither. So you think you're better than me just because I'm going to tell the truth? Go screw yourself with your money. And like I tell you, when you die, God don't give a shit because you ain't taking it with you. So what? You're going to be the same as me now. I'm just crazy like that. I don't give a shit about nobody's money. You can't buy me. I mean, and I could use $1 million to do a lot of stuff, but because I'm so stubborn like that, I would turn, nope, suck it. That's what I'd say.
Nope.
Because now when you take that $1 million, they've got your ass. You have to be their bitch, and I wish the fuck I would. Nope, not today, Satan.
Yeah. I get Meg's cracking me up because, yeah, she says you crack her up while she cracks me up too.
I know y'all laugh. Sometimes I'll be like, they laughing. I'm being dead serious. I think that's what y'all laugh about because I'm crazy. But I mean, I'm not praying. Like, somebody can just give me $1 million. You're going to owe them something. Listen to me. My mama was not good emotionally. Like, she had her issues and she probably fucked me up some ways, but you don't have sex for money. You don't strip for money. And I don't have a problem with people that do this. I'm just saying, my mama raised me that I won't do it. I mean, I'm going to figure out another way. So, like, nobody, and she also raised me to where you don't take something from somebody because then they're going to want to tell you how to. I cannot. I don't like people. I didn't listen to what my mama told me to do or my daddy, so I'm not going to listen to nobody else. So, I'm not going to do anything where somebody else has control over me. Why do y'all think I don't do organized religion anymore? Because I'm that type of stubborn. I'm impatient. I let people run over me sometimes, but as far as somebody like controlling me and owning me, yeah, they're going to have to take me out because I can't do it. The beans, okay, y'all gonna explain that because I don't understand. It's probably because I'm airheaded, but I don't. Yeah, I cannot. That's my favorite thing to say. Christy, are you muted?
Yeah. Dang it. Okay.
I'm gonna start calling you Kiki.
Well, I don't usually do it, but the smoke detector seems to drive certain people crazy. I know it drives me crazy. I live with it. It's in the wiring. It's not a battery. I'm sorry. So I try to mute it once in a while when you're talking so they don't have to hear it. And then I forget that I mute it. So yes, Kiki has taught me well.
I tone that thing out. I don't even hear it no more, I don't think.
Yeah. But I was saying, True Crime X said in a comment, you ever think that maybe one of the 4 that were unalived were a witness to something? And I never thought of it that way, too.
Oh, I think they were a witness. I think they know who was at the head of people moving or the head of money washing or the head of something. And then they accidentally found that out. And then they was talking or not even directly talking about that, but saying too much that somebody didn't want them to say.
Yeah. Yeah. See, just
Yeah, Nancy Grace knows the shit that comes out of her mouth is a lie too. She also knows the court don't work the way she's fucking talking about it too, because she was a prosecutor. That's why I get mad. That's stupid. And people listen to her. I'm like, are y'all stupid? She knows you. I mean, I can't listen to her because that's what makes me mad. Not even her attitude all the time. It is that she knows the shit she's saying is a fucking lie because she was a prosecutor. It makes me mad.
Yeah.
Y'all, what am I hurrying to do? I'm so lost.
I don't know.
Oh, Kane, sorry. Jesus, I didn't see your thing. You know I got it talking. I made you something and I sent it to you. And me and Christy's going to fix it. It's not the final product, but I was very excited about that. So don't be acting like you're not loved or whatever. Okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Christy's going to talk. She just don't know yet. I got to get something to drink.
Oh, well, what are we talking about? Put on a video.
Well, Heather, give me a link to a video.
Give us something good to watch because I haven't watched anything really this morning. I tried to watch Jules, but I didn't make it far, and I didn't.
I watched interviews, but Heather always finds, she always has the good shit. So.
Yeah. Or Kane.
I mean, I don't hate Nancy Grace because I try not to hate people, but I can't deal when she knows she's lying, like talking about the way court. I can't even think of a good example, but she knows how court runs. Okay, I know it was in New York. The basics of the United, she fucking knows how this system works. So it pisses me off that she's not for the system. You work for the system. You want to act like you're proud of it, but you are not even for the system to work. You're fucking lying with your propaganda. Because the money looks better than the truth, and that is moral issues and integrity issues, and I don't know. There's a bunch of other names for it.
Meg said that my smoke detector beeps your timer. Well, Meg, it's not working. She just keeps going through the timer.
Where the hell is Lucy?
Thank you, Stormy. Have a good day. Whatever you're doing. It's actually nice here today. It's like upper 70s. I actually see sunshine for the first time in I don't know how long. Western PA is dark and gloomy like 90% of your days. It's just bleh. Love you too, Stormy.
Okay, I know some of y'all don't like tarot readers or don't believe whatever, but this is not that long. I want to show y'all this. This guy right here has not kept up with the case. He can't remember. He don't even know. He almost got confused about which one was the prosecution, which one was the defense. And I just want y'all to listen to what this man is saying.
Yeah.
He did do readings on it, but it's been 2 years, and he usually does like Hollywood stuff or whatever. So, me and Christy watched it earlier, and it's not that long. But if y'all just listen to it, you don't have to believe in all of it, but just listen to what he's saying. I think it makes a lot of stuff to me more clear because it just makes common sense. Like, but hang on, I'm going to play that. 1 second.
Me and Trisha was watching Ashley on Reckoning Cove right backstage before we came live for the last like 2 hours. We were watching. She has some good ones out there, and it's crazy how much she predicted back in the beginning on her first couple reads that she even said Brian would take a plea deal, but it's crazy to look back on now.
And I had to cut somebody out because Ashley has never said that Brian did this alone, and she has never said that he was not like mind fucked in the, you know what I mean? That it's still other people's fault. What she does is with the victims, and like I said, I've always had. I mean, for a while, like it's still a little confusing to me, and I think they did that on purpose. You know.
Yeah.
And while I'm finding this, Sloan Bella also said that Brian would take a plea, like that he would admit to doing this because it was meant for him to, that he's already agreed to it. Now, I mean, she don't know whether she's exactly right on that. She'll tell you she gets what she gets. That's the energy she got. It's everybody can't be always right, but Sloan's pretty and Ashley pretty are good. They both got that he is mind controlled. So there's something to that, I think. There's a couple others that got it. I don't just watch anybody, so I'm not watching a bunch of them, whatever. But these people that don't watch Ashley's readings, that haven't before, that just watch this and trying to tell her what she thinks, they should read the other things, because she always says she's never dogged Brian. She's never dogged. In fact, in some ways, she's took up for him because of the shit she thinks he's been through. And people don't know that, and they'll just start talking, and they sound stupid because you haven't watched her other readings, and you really don't know what she said.
Yeah.
All right, hang on, y'all. I know, I tell y'all, hang on, I'm really right here, but y'all know how my brain is. I've done the history. That's what I thought I clicked on. What a dummy I am. Okay. All right. I'm muting this. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, I'm sharing this now. Sorry, y'all. I was looking at the dang video and like, where is it? I don't see it. I was looking at it. I swear. Okay.
Hello, hello, hello. Aphrodite here, your pop culture psychic. Back to you again with another true crime reading. This time it's an update on the Brian Koberger, Idaho 4 murder trial case. If you're not familiar with this, I have done two previous readings. I'll put a link to it up here years ago. Brian Koberger is the main suspect in the brutal murder of 4 Idaho students. It was a big, huge viral moment back then, and then there was a huge gag order put on everyone involved. So it's been pretty quiet, and there hasn't been many details. However, it is in the news today that allegedly Brian Koberger is set to accept a plea deal. So it would be him pleading guilty and accepting a plea deal. And a lot of the parents are unhappy of the victims. The parents of the victims are unhappy. People are wondering, how did this happen? Why would they do this? It will allow him to avoid the death penalty, but I believe he would still receive life in prison. This is supposedly supposed to happen on Wednesday. I'll be filming this on Tuesday, so this will go up on Wednesday. So might have to do a part 2 if more information comes out by the time I upload this. But I'm going to kind of see what happened. I haven't done a reading on this in a very long time. People have been asking me for an update for forever, and I figured I might as well just wait until a trial, but now the trial might happen, so here you go. Remember, these readings are all the different tapers only, and let's get started. Whew. Okay. If you guys like these, make sure you hit the join button down below to join the YouTube members. A lot of additional content. It's the best way to support me. All right. I'm going to look at Brian. And then I'm going to look at the prosecution, I guess the people giving him the plea deal. And then I'm going to look at why. Oh my God. Okay, I can tell you there's an issue. There has to be some sort of issue with, okay, so I think the word is prosecution, the people going after Brian. There's something to do with, so the 6 of Swords is a few things. One, there's an issue with the story and him traveling. I wonder if it's his car. There's some sort of issue with travel or the internet, or perhaps the cell phone. There's an issue with the evidence when it comes to maybe his whereabouts, his location, or the driving, or the car, or the internet, or the pinging of the cell phone. Something to do with that is a big issue with their evidence. That's number 1. Number 2, the 6 of Swords is about change and travel. I'm wondering, I haven't kept up with this case a lot. Was there a change in terms of where this is being prosecuted? Because I feel like something happened. 6 of Swords is a change. So something must have happened where something has a certain penalty in one place, but it has a different penalty in another, it's almost like something isn't admissible or something isn't as harsh or something is changed. Maybe a difference of a law or a difference of enacting of that law based on where the jurisdiction is or where the jury or trial would have been selected. It's like a changing of courts or something caused an issue as well. The hermit is what Brian shows up as. The hermit is about isolation and introspection, which tells me that he's been pretty... I mean, didn't he study criminology? I'm not surprised to see him as the hermit. He has been very much involved in getting the best possible scenario for himself. He's very smart with the hermit, right? However, that's also interesting because the hermit is about working alone, right? And I know that there were talks about other people being involved. The Seven of Wands is reversed, which is like an underdog reverse, which is not being able to prove yourself. To me, this says that Brian Koberger, his defense, they had a defense. I'm pretty sure it was denied, right? Didn't they have a few things denied with their potential defense? A lot of their defense was dismissed, but they still did have a defense, okay? It may not have been super strong, but they did have a defense. And when the Seven of Wands is reversed and the Hermit's upright, that tells me that they were pretty confident, not super confident, but pretty confident that they would be able to sow doubt in a few key pieces of evidence. They were. And what's weird is that the Seven of Wands reverse and the Six of Swords on the other side of this, I believe the prosecution, the people going after him, were afraid. There is an issue with connecting of dots. So that's like, it's like if I could place the person and I could place the murder weapon, but I can't place the murder weapon in the person's hand. It's like I can only give you the pieces of information I have. I can't figure out how to connect them. So the problem you have with something like this is if you go to trial, right? You go to a jury. Technically, a jury can sit there and you know, make any decision they want based on their emotions, right? But a lot of times they'll drill into like, you need to make sure you understand that like this, the law is different than your feelings, right? And so legally, can you place this? Can you place that? And that sows doubt in their mind. They go, well, I mean, you know, if you can't place this there and this, that, they were worried about their evidence. I'm telling you right now, they're worried about their evidence. They're never, I don't know if they're ever going to admit this, but they were worried about their evidence. So I feel like the reason why this deal was struck is because Brian's team, their defense got weakened because things weren't admissible. So they were kind of screwed. And then the prosecution, I'm assuming that's what it is, going after him, they were afraid that they weren't able to connect enough dots and that their defense would sow some form of doubt. I also feel like I keep seeing something to do with this fucking car. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to curse, but it's like I can't figure it out and it's frustrating me. Something to do with his car or travel. Something to do with travel or car. I swear to God, didn't I see this in my last reading years ago? There's something to do with that. But I'm also seeing the Fool reverse, which is like a serious thing, and the Tower is like predicting the worst before it began. I'm pretty sure I saw a headline. See, now I don't remember. I mean, I guess I could check, but I don't want to break the channel and then get all messy and have to edit it. So I'll just assume that that's what it was. There has to be someone else involved here. Or at least Brian Koberger is trying to say there's someone else involved. Because look at this. This is about, you think of the Tower reverse and Chariot, that's like, oh, I was trying to make it so it wasn't as bad. Which is like, what? What is that? So to me, that's like another person, the Fool's reverse. Look at this. Ace of Swords is regrets. That's like him having a savior complex and trying to make it not as bad. Ace of Swords reverse. I'm really, really, really interested to see what his plea deal, if he does end up going through with it, what it says. Because the Queen of Wands upright, the Ace of Swords reverse, and the High Priestess, which tells me that, I mean, that is a knife. I definitely think that he was involved with at least one of them, for sure. And I do think that there was an obsession with one of them. Do we see that? But I don't know if he's going to feel like he did all of them. Like, I see him saying, I didn't do all of them.
Hi, beautiful. This is WaveTech Wavefoam Extra Hold, the most sickening product for curly and wavy hair.
or I try to save one of them. Maybe that's what that is. Perhaps I can't tell if it's like I try to save one of them or prevent one of them. There's something weird about this. There's something where he's like, I did not do all of them and I tried to save one of them. It's like, I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm reading this wrong or I'm interpreting it wrong, but he's pointing the finger at someone else and being like, I'm not the bad guy. I'm not the good guy, but I'm not the baddest guy is probably a better way to put that. What? Because look at that high priestess. It's like, oh, trusting the wrong person. And the prosecution, I'm telling you right now, I already told you. Look at that, Ace of Cups. Somebody's, I guess that could be a witness. Somebody's recollection of events or whatever would be put into question. The Five of Swords is an issue with the details, right? So when we see the Strength card, which is like stubbornness or consistency, but the Ace of Cups is like a person here. That's like a bond. So someone that has like too close to someone. It's about putting someone's testimony in question. Bro, I cannot believe it, but this case would not have been a slam dunk. You know, I'm wondering if the reason they put a gag order is because they didn't have much. And I'm wondering, allegedly, if the reason the gag order happened is because some of the evidence was fucked up and something happened where they messed up with a lot of the evidence that could have been used and wasn't able to be used. I'm wondering if that's why a lot of things are put in quiet. Not because they were afraid of him not getting a fair trial or things, whatever, but because they were afraid of the leaks happening with their fuck-ups. How's that for conspiracy? Something's not right about this. I will also say that Brian Koberger's recollection of events put into question the evidence. There is a giant piece of the puzzle that is missing, and I do believe there's someone else involved. Now, I don't know if they were actually there or if it was someone that he was either talking to or engaging with or whatever beforehand, but there's something else. I can't figure it out. I mean, unless he has a multiple personality, dude. I don't know, but here's what I'll tell you I'll see. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I can't figure it out, but I'm going to tell you the metaphor that I see, and you guys can interpret it for yourself. That might be easier because true crime's really difficult, and I don't want to like throw anyone for a loop, but I'm just going to tell you what I see. I see Brian Koberger pointing the finger at someone else. I already told you I feel like he's either being like, they're worse than I am, or I try to prevent one of the deaths or something like that. There's something where he's like pointing the finger at something or someone else, right? It's not that he thinks he's innocent, but it's that he's like, you don't understand the full story. If this story was to be put out into the public, if he were to tell this story, it ruins some of the evidence and basically ruins the narrative of the prosecution, because the prosecution, while they may have the right person, I don't think they have the right story, but they have to bank on having the right story to nail him. And they don't have enough evidence to go against anything else. So when there was a dismissal of some of the defense's defense about there being another person or about there being another angle towards this, while that was great for the prosecution, the problem is that Brian is still going to tell his side of the story.
Okay, y'all. So I'm just going to say this one time. Here's this. I do not judge people. First of all, let me talk about this. I don't care what he does in his personal life. I don't give a shit. Okay, that's none of my business. He's not doing it right here, so I don't care. Two, if you think this person is full of shit, then I'm not sure what you're doing sitting here. We don't want to hear all that stuff like that. Like, if you have a different way to say it, that's fine. But Brian Koberger talking is probably not going to make. We'll just wait and see. I really want to know what he's going to tell Ramsland, because I think he will work with her, because I think that's when the real truth is going to come out. But if you think what the prosecution said is correct, and he's just some psycho person that walks into somebody's house, you probably don't want to be in here. Because even though me and Christy think he's involved in some way, that bullshit, lying ass, fat ass, ugly, old fucker in Idaho that is the fucking devil with his pal Ashley Jennings are fucking liars, and they didn't even know Xana's fucking last name. So there's that. Okay, that's all I had to say. I'm just saying, I can only hold it so long.
I knew it was coming.
The defense is going to try and tell his side of the story, and some pieces of that information are going to sow doubt in the prosecution's attempt. This case is fucked. This case was fucked from the beginning. Something happened in the very fucking beginning. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to curse. I'm getting excited. Let me stop doing that. I'm so sorry. I'm just getting very upset. But something happened the first like day or two where crucial evidence was messed up and something was mishandled. And Brian's side of the story, if told the way he wanted to tell it, would cause an issue with the prosecution. Because it would be like a technicality, right? You think of it that way, like, oh, well, if you have evidence backing up something about what you're saying was going on, and their evidence is claiming that the situation was something else, does that mean the whole prosecution falls apart? Technically speaking, no, it doesn't mean the whole thing falls apart. However, when you put it up against a jury, you're risking the jury sitting there and going.
As I started growing out my natural hair color, I noticed my moderate to severe lines.
Wait a minute. If Brian's saying this and he has evidence to back up this or a claim to back up this, and the person that's a witness or whatever is not super reliable, and if the story now has a hole in it, does the prosecution have any sort of story at all? If there's a one small hole, do you see what I mean? You can sow doubt. They were in a checkmate, these two, the prosecution and the defense were, hopefully I got them right. Whatever, you guys understand what I'm talking about. They were in a stalemate, a checkmate, basically. Both of them were playing a game of chicken. And both of them know that the other one is weakened. They both have weak arguments. So they both knew that, like, we're kind of fucked here. Sorry, I cursed again, but it's the truth. It's like, they're like, one person gets an up, one person gets a down, you know, and they're both just like, what are we going to do? I believe that's why there was a rushed plea deal to save face. And I also believe the reason why that happened is because they were afraid of what the jury might think. Especially it's been long enough where, you know, public memory, you know, it doesn't last that long. And it's been a couple years. So out of sight, out of mind with most people, the jury is not going to have like a jaded view as they would have, you know, back in 2022. So I think that's why they rushed the plea deal. I think that's also why there wasn't too much of like a let's consult the families and everything like that, because I think they realized that this boils down to legality and like the facts that they have and the evidence that they have or lack thereof, rather than the morality of it. And they knew that if they brought the families into it, the morality, obviously the families are directly involved, right? Their morality is like stronger, like they have that sense of justice, like no, like. But unfortunately, it seems like legally, like when it comes down to the facts of the matter, the evidence, stuff like that, they were scared. They were scared. They were scared. I also think that they were afraid of sympathy being given to Bryan Kohberger somehow. Something to do with sympathy for Bryan Kohberger. I can't figure out how. I did see an article where someone said that they tried to make a defense that he had autism or something. I'm not sure if that's accurate. But anyways, all I see is there's some form of sympathy for Bryan Kohberger they were worried about. And they were also worried about Bryan Kohberger not only outsmarting them, but I hate to say this, but being likable. They were afraid that he would be likable. I don't know why. There's something about them worried about him, I don't know about charming, but being likable or somehow relatable. I just don't think they wanted to take the risk they didn't want to take the risk with the jury. They were really, really, really worried. They were like, basically, there's a 50-50 chance that the jury will side with, not necessarily with Kohberger, but against us. That's what I think they were. And they were like, do we want to take this risk or not? 50% for a big case like this, that's a high risk. And then the plea deal happened. I will say though, I'm really interested to see what Brian Kohberger says. So I'm like, is he going to lie in the plea deal? Or is he only going to talk about a few of the murders? Is he going to talk about like, I will say this. I'm interested to see his plea deal because I want to see what parts that he omits. Whatever Brian Kohberger doesn't talk about has to do with part of what his defense would have been. Because there's something about him omitting certain things or not admitting to certain things or something about a timeline that I think might be a lack of closure for some people, unfortunately. But that was a part of their defense. That's the best I can do. I'm looking forward to see what happens. Maybe I'll do a part 2 to see if we can figure out more information. I know I didn't get much, and I know I'm not super educated on this. I haven't kept up, so forgive me, but I'm doing my best here. And if you guys have any information or you can connect the dots better than I just did with some of the metaphors I saw and some of the information I'm getting, let me know in the comments. I'm trying to do this to help. My intention here is to help. So I love you guys. Hopefully you like this and watch it.
Okay. And I knew this was not that long. That's why I wasn't worried about us watching it. Like it, yeah. I don't watch him all the time, but I don't have a problem with him either. And so I'm just telling people, we do have to be careful what we say on chat. In chat, it can't. There is something called a hate crime now, and they can. It's not just us. I mean, they can find whoever saying whatever in chat. So I'm telling that to everybody. But I don't like to judge people anyway. I don't know this man personally. I don't care what he does. I just that right there resonated a lot. He does not watch the trial. He does, or the news like that about it. He's heard little things since he's done the reading 2 years ago or whenever he did it. And the stuff he was getting was like crazy, just resonating. So everything people get, even me, is not going to be 100%. There's just, that's not reality. But he was hitting on a whole lot of stuff that makes a lot of sense. And that's why I played that.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. That was a good one there.
And we're not going to stream that long today because Christy does have, she's got to cook and stuff. And so I really just wanted to get on here to check on everybody and play that just because we found a couple of things like that. And even some people don't agree with some things, like unless it's just against your religion views or whatever, or your moral value. But I watch things that I wouldn't normally watch sometimes just because sometimes our intuition comes off of getting another perspective, even if we don't agree totally with that person's perspective. So, you know.
Yeah.
But I just want everybody to be nice in chat. Like, there's no sense in, I don't even care if you disagree. It's about how you say what you're disagreeing with. And if we're calling other people stupid, why are you here if you don't like it? And what the hell? There's somebody that you can watch. I'm sure JLR is on, or Turkey, or somebody that agrees with whatever you want to do. I don't understand these people that do not agree that wants to come and chat to start shit. Yeah, I'm not going somewhere. I don't go to Turkey stuff because I don't agree with what he said. He makes me mad. Why am I going to go there and listen to this shit? Yeah, I listen to people that have opposite views, but not people that piss me off about it. So yeah, I just don't understand why people want to be so miserable and negative. Like, there's just no sense in the shit. None.
Yeah, well, we all know that one does that.
We can all just figure out how to love each other just a little bit. Just fucking find something you don't like about somebody. I mean, find something you like about somebody you don't like. Yeah. It doesn't mean you hang out with them, but if you can just do that, then there's a way that you can love somebody that maybe you don't like, but you don't hate them. You don't have to hang out with them. You don't have to whatever, but yeah, life's too short for all this stuff. Like, it is, I can't handle all this negative, mean stuff. I can be a bit. I was just a bitch about Bill Thompson. I'm mad at him because he said Xana's last. I mean, I understand we think some things are evil, but I've had to find things about Bill Thompson that I liked, and it's really hard. And Ashley Jennings makes my eye twitch. So to find something about her I like, I might have even made the shit up. I don't even know if it's true, but I made myself believe whatever I said. I remember. I know. I hope she is a good mama. I hope she does love her kids. That's really something I do hope. Why would I not want her to love her kid? Please be a good mama and love your kid. And I just manifested that in my head and went on with it because I hate people. I want to love people, even if I don't agree, or even if they are liars or whatever, because their karma will come sooner or later. I've had to figure out a way, because I can't fix this with the Brian thing. There's people that that's lied. They're lying. They know they're lying. They're lying about the narrative. It's not so much we're letting them get away with it, because I'm going to keep speaking about it, and it gets around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason the prosecute, y'all, we are some of the reason, the ones they complain about are some of the reason that the prosecution took a plea deal, which that's not exactly did the plea deal, not took it. They made it, but okay. Bill Thompson did that really fast because he didn't have a case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what I don't understand is why I think Ann did get discouraged, because the judge shut her down on everything. And so it may have been impossible, and she knows better than I do, especially if he was going for it. They weren't going to take the death penalty off the table, because that would show they didn't have a case. So they literally were playing chicken with each other, and he was right on that. They were playing chicken with each other. Because I knew that they didn't have a reason to have the death penalty, and they didn't have enough evidence to have it. But that's why they were hell bent on not, doing that. But Bill Thompson didn't take a breath before he said yes about writing a plea deal.
Yeah.
And Bill Thompson thinks that's over and he's all free and clear. I plan to make sure that I don't know that we can save Brian in any way if he didn't do whatever, but I do know we can expose liars and pieces of shit, and I don't care if he's retired or not. Oh Lord, I'm sorry, Maggie. I didn't even post this thing up here. Lucy posted something and I didn't share the screen because the shit he said I couldn't even. I read it to everybody, but that's proper fucking ganda. No, that's not. That's just bold faced fucking lying at its finest.
Yep.
Most of the time, propaganda has a little bit of truth, like in the rest of it, but that shit just ain't nothing but a lie.
Yeah. But hey, he has 100,000 followers for that. Never in my life.
I'll keep my 2,000 and tell the damn truth. That's like about money too. I wish the fuck I would do that for some followers, because I'm taking myself out. I can't do it.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that. I would have my 1,000 followers over.
And the thing ain't even about followers, y'all. That's not even how you get paid. It don't matter. You have to have that many to get monetized and keep 1,000, but it's about how many views you get. So I don't even care if people subscribe. Just, do what you do, but watch the shit anyway. I don't care. Leave me bad comments. Do you know, I know 2 people on TikTok that went viral because people were being negative in their comments. Baby, it don't matter. Whatever comment you leave, it counts as a good. I don't give a shit what you say. I ain't gonna read it. Y'all ain't gonna have me up here flipping out about these comments on TikTok or anything else. And you can't even inbox me in TikTok now. You cannot. I'm making all my shit like that. Well, except my email, but I don't care what they have to say. Who cares? Leave me a million comments that tell me something negative. I ain't gonna read the shit, and I'm still gonna get paid for it. Now, keep it moving. I don't give a shit. Say what you're gonna say. You have the right to do it. It's not even about what they say. It's about how people say shit. And that's the issue. I don't understand these people that say they're for the victims and we're all against them. Nobody's bitched about Bill Thompson saying Xana's last name wrong. He gave her Ethan's last name. What the fuck? Why does Ann Taylor know the victim's last name's better than? That tells you there that, man, he didn't even apologize. I could have seen it. Maybe he got nervous or something. That motherfucker didn't even act like he was wrong. That is disgusting. And the way he's done the parents, disgusting. I don't care. They were all involved in that fucking thing in Idaho. What was that shit called? Pizzagate? Not Pizzagate. What was the other thing they did?
Stickergate.
Yeah, Stickergate. I should remember that. They were all involved in that. Oh, they're bad then, but for this, I don't even understand. Even if Brian's guilty, that's not going to make me change my mind about Bill Thompson, because they've all still lied. And Ashley should not have a job, because that's in the bar stuff. I know, because I had to look it up, because I'm not a lawyer. But do they think we're going to forget that with Ashley sitting there? At least she didn't talk, but she was making my eye twitch just sitting there. Just the way she was looking. They were rude as fuck. Do you know the defense looked at the judge? Bill Thompson didn't even look up at the judge. Man, I cannot.
Yeah.
They're all corrupt. Kane needs to be in here. I got to tell him. I'm not patient enough to make reels. I want a Whoville thing. That's where I'm going with this. I've decided Whoville. And the Grinches, all them fuckers. They a mixed of all them that ain't got no fucking heart, that don't give a shit. That's what it is.
Yeah, I was reading comments here.
I can see Bill Thompson with the little hairdo the Whoville people have. I can see that. I can see that town being. I know I'm crazy, but.
Yeah, I didn't know the plea deal was from last week, and it kind of that comment. I don't know who made it, but they had to have known about this because BK's parents had to come from PA. There's no way that they knew about it the day before and were able to get a ticket and out there that quick. So yeah, they would have had to have known. I mean, I guess Steve said they mentioned something on Friday or something to him, but.
And even if they told them, that's not how this is. I don't know that there's a law. I guess there's not. It's called moral value. Bill Thompson did not say, hey, are y'all okay with this? Or let me explain why we need to do this. You want to know why? He told them there was no connection, but he wasn't going to tell them that he ain't got shit that's going to, because they done convinced them that that's the only thing. And it's so obvious. And I do think Steve G is realizing now that, and I'm telling y'all, in 2 months or 3 months, when he comes out and says, this isn't justice. We got to find the real people. Nobody pass out.
Yeah.
Or we got to find the other people. Anything. And even if one of them, I don't know, maybe Brent didn't have nothing to do with it, but there's more than 2 people involved too. I think there's a whole town that's got dirty hands that just don't have dirty hands.
Yep.
Because they got somebody else to do their dirt. And that's what I think. But, call me a conspiracy theorist and everything else, but every fucking conspiracy theory I know of ended up being facts. So I hate that. I'm like, really? Y'all sound stupid. Every conspiracy theory I know of has been proven fact. So who has a conspiracy? That's a cop-out. That was what the government used to tell people to get them to not look into. Don't look here, look over there.
Yep.
Diddy just got everything dropped. I mean, the thing he didn't get dropped, he can get 20 years for, and I think the judge is going to give him the max he can. But Diddy got stuff dropped that about kids and everything else, and that man knows what. Okay, and so that's our justice system, And Diddy's has a lot of DEAD people that I believe, in my opinion, that by his hands that's why they are. And it's more than 4. Yeah. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be punished if he did it. And y'all, I'm just going to tell y'all, the man said he did it, and all I can do is take him at his word, because I can't fathom him or had something to do with it. I don't think he did, and he didn't do it by himself, but I can't fathom. I know people plea all the time, but he had no reason to. I mean, like I said, I can't lose my mind trying to figure it out. Like that, I'm still going to advocate, because they still shouldn't have been able to even keep the death penalty on the table, because they know he wasn't the only fucking one. So, and they did that to make this happen. I do believe that. Yeah. I believe they knew, because I think Brian's mama begged Brian, please don't do this, because I know you're going to have to be there forever, but I can't handle you what mama could. Okay. Yeah. I did not like that Steve G said he didn't have nothing to say to Brian's parents. I understand you're mad at him, but listen to me. Them people, that I can't. We shouldn't be being mean to Brian's parents, because they didn't do anything. Yeah. We should not be on the fucking news trying to make it look like Brian's parents just didn't give a shit about him and never come to court. They couldn't fucking afford to, okay? They don't want to tell that to everybody. I'm sure they basically told everybody that. Also, I think they may have thought, who the fuck? I probably would have come either to all of them. Look at the way they were doing. That was a whole lot of hearings, and you can't just do that sometimes, okay? And the other thing is wanting to know why Brian's parents didn't communicate with him while he was in court doing his plea, because that's fucking illegal. Why is Brian Enton acting like that's a thing? It's not a fucking thing. Yeah. They told us whenever I've been to anything for court-wise, for my true crime started for me when I was 19 years old, the year after my mom died. My cousin's best friend, my best friend's cousin were together, and they got murdered. We had missing posters up. That's when all this, like, CNN come to my life. And, I'd seen it on news, but I'd never experienced anything. So whenever we went to court for the dude, which they tried to say one dude did this, 2 people, and they were execution style, tied up and run over. So one person didn't do this, and this dude was like 5'6" and skinny. He quote unquote took his own life in prison. I don't think that's what happened either, but they told us, do not communicate with him. I guarantee you, Judge Hippler told everybody that about Brian. So why Brian Hinton sit there acting like he don't know? And I like Brian Hinton better than Ashley because I think he's more honest than Ashley. I know he is, but I don't know why he's talking about that because I know his ass knows they can't do that. That makes me mad because it makes people that don't really know that think something. Quit doing that. The man's reputation has been screwed. Even if he was guilty, they have lied like fuck on this man. Do y'all think that he was just nice to Ramsland and Ramsland didn't notice that he had a woman problem, hated women? No, he didn't walk up to nobody and tell them they have birthing hips or what the fuck ever either. These people get on my damn nerves.
Hey, wonder whatever happened to Willie, Brian's friend.
Do what, Christy?
I said, I wonder what happened to Willie, Brian's friend, his new friend.
He was somewhere the other day. I'm sure he's upset. I haven't seen Twiz. Has anybody seen Twiz? I mean, I'm sure Twiz is heartbroken.
I haven't seen him, and I haven't seen Willie. That's why I'm like, well, wonder where his friend went to.
But Willie had slacked off some, but I'm sure Willie's upset. I mean, I'm sure.
Not our Willie, the new Willie.
Oh, what? There's a new Willie? I didn't know there was a new Willie. Okay. Well, then I have no idea because I don't know who that is.
He was the one to come out and said he was Brian's friend. He just recently.
Oh, the other dude. Yeah, I don't know because I didn't watch that because I just have a hard time believing stuff. And he may have been being true. I just,
Yeah. Yep. Twiz was
well, I'm going to message Twiz. I didn't think about it yesterday. I don't care whether he acts upset or not. Like, he fully believed in Brian's innocence. And I'm sure he's upset a little bit.
Yeah.
Who got his channel banned? That Willie dude?
Yeah. Yeah. When he I don't know if it got banned. I thought he took it down. I don't know. Everything got removed and I don't know.
I mean, I'm just saying there's people that come out at certain times for reasons.
Yeah. Birdie.
I wonder if those leaks weren't done by the prosecution to make this shit happen. I don't know. If there wasn't so much fuck shit, then I might just be able to go with Brian's just guilty by itself. But there's too much fuck shit. And when it walks like a chicken and quacks like a duck, and it probably is both of those things. I'm just saying, it's not the duck walking like the chicken and the chicken quacking like a duck, even though I fucking feel like it is some days. That's what they want you to think. That's what they're trying to make you think. They're trying to make everybody fucking crazy. And if y'all ain't saw that.
Meg, I said that as soon as this happened, the G's gonna start returning some money, refunding some money, that was a lot of money they gave because people thought they were spending 3 months out of town. And
they had to know, I know this, I'm going to say this though, those people knew there was a chance that the plea deal could happen though too. And those people were not made to give them money. You know what I mean? Like, so,
Yeah.
They weren't held at gunpoint, and anybody with common sense knows anything could happen. You know what I mean? Like, anything. So, and I'm not taking up, I ain't saying it's right or it's wrong. I don't know, y'all. I don't think I have an opinion on that. The reason is because those people did that willingly, unless we find out they had been threatened, which I don't think that's the case. So if folks want to give their money to somebody, you know what I mean? That ain't none of my concern. I can't help that. Whatever.
Nope. I'm not either. I'm just.
Oh yeah, I know. I know there's a lot of people that worry about other people because some of them felt sorry for them, but
yeah,
they have to know that and anybody that gave money to them to ask them for it back like that, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did you really give it to them then? Because you know what I mean. Like it goes both ways.
Yeah, it does. It does. I was thinking that too at first. I'm like, you know what? You need to give it all back and that, and then I'm like. Well, technically, no, because the people did donate it and things happen and that's that. And that's their choice. They gave away the money. But in my heart, if I was them and this occurred, I would be trying to at least give back maybe my bigger contributors.
And they may be. You know what I mean? They don't have to.
Yeah.
They could be. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I still do. They still lost a kid. And I know that Steve G loves his kid. Like, I know that he loves Kate. Like, there's no doubt in my mind he loves his daughter.
Nope.
They are put in a very hard situation, y'all. The prosecution lied to these people, and they didn't tell them shit. And Steve G had to play a game.
Yep.
Like, it's all a fucking game. And
Yep.
the reason I'm not saying nothing is because I've watched the way they've done, and my mama would burn the whole town down. I'm telling y'all. So I mean, I don't know. And when I say that, I'm literal, meaning she would have. I'm not just exaggerating, talking shit. My mama would have burnt the whole town down. She'd be in jail. So I'm just saying. That would have been the way that worked, but she probably wasn't all the way sane. So, you know.
Yeah. The victim's impact statement, true crime, I seen where the G said they're not going to make a comment. They're not saying anything.
Do you want to know why? Because I think Steve G knows that if he finds out there's not enough evidence, then he's realizing. But I'm not mad at the people that are, because they take that at face value. They don't know Brian Koberger. So all they can do is take his word that he said, yes, he did it. So they are still owed a victim's impact statement. They're still owed to grieve their kids and to be upset about it. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Yeah. Prosecution played Steve. I fully.
Steve G's mama, I think with that car, I think Steve G's mama, from what I hear, I think she helped. I think she helped with that. I don't know. But if she got a brand new BMW, you know what? Her sister got slayed. So shit, let her have it.
Yep.
And that girl was very close with her sister. Not the one with the baby, the one that just graduated college. Like, she's had a hard time. And it's not her fault. You know what I mean? Like, just I let her have it. You know what? Let her have it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's their money, whatever.
I hope that her younger sister goes to school to do something to help truth come out. Because I think that girl had some questions I think she had valid questions. I think she was questioning things, but I hope that she's okay. I hope that she will never get over it, but I hope that she's able to do something in her sister's honor, because she's had a very hard time, and it sucks being that young, and she's got to go to college, y'all. And even if she's not in danger, never been threatened, she still has that in her mind, and she's got to be a little bit nervous. You know what I mean? I would be. It don't matter where I'm going to school at. But she didn't want to go to school in Idaho. She wanted to go to school somewhere. She don't want people talking to her about that all the time. Literally, you know what I mean? And it's not that she don't want to hear it. She just, it's a lot. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Twin, I was just talking about you. He must have felt the vibes.
Oh, there's the Twizzy. Twizzy, what are you doing?
Are you okay, sir? I figured you were really upset.
TMI.
I was saying how much you were probably upset, because if anybody believed in Brian's innocence, you did, sir.
We like talking about you, Twiz.
Yes, I'm from Alabama. Sorry.
I'm not. I don't got that draw. She does, but I'm Western PA. Which, even though people say we have an accent up here, I don't.
Yeah, but you don't have the normal. I don't know. Yours is different.
I don't got
is different.
I don't got
Heather's is not the same to me as like I don't know.
Why would it not be okay? He says. Yeah, but yeah, Ben Mogan and the Chapins were all right with the death penalty or with the plea deal, but I did read where Xana's family was not. They were like the G's and were upset about it. So I think I would be.
Because Xana's mama questions there. I mean, and I think that Steve G is like, well, now we can't see the end of the evidence, and I agree with him. He wanted to see the evidence.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, Sean Ray, West Middlesex. Yeah, I'm Butler, so not far.
Twiz, I think his mama. I do think it was a lot, because his mama was. I do really think she was worried about that. I think he was too, but I think his mama was more worried that he would have a jury stacked against him. And you know what I mean? Like, that's for any mama. And I understand. I'm talking about her, not him. She didn't do this crime. That's still her kid. You don't stop loving your kid. It doesn't matter what they do. Not that she agreed. I don't think the woman would praise him for. That's not what I'm saying. But you don't stop loving your kid. You just don't.
Nope. No.
And all these people get mad because they're not saying nothing. They don't owe anybody shit, by the way. His parents do not owe anybody anything. So all these people will leave them people alone. They've been through enough. His sister lost her fucking job.
Yep. Both of them.
That's not fair. That is not fair. So please just, even Steve G and them, they followed them around. They were getting on my nerves because Kaylee's brother asked him to give them a minute. Don't care if you agree or not, like, get the fuck out of their face. You know what I mean? Let them think.
Yep.
They just listened to somebody say, yes, they did this to their daughter and son. Like, even if whatever, all they could hear, their parents. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's shitty. It's just shitty. The whole situation is shitty, period.
Yeah. Yeah. Steve's youngest daughter did not. She went to college in Texas, right? Wasn't she going to the same college Kaylee was supposed to be going to? I don't know where you went, but yeah, I don't. She didn't go to college in Moscow. No, I believe she went.
She went somewhere else.
She was going to the same place Kaylee went, I thought.
Yeah, the younger sister, I don't know. I get their names confused. The youngest sister don't have a baby. The one that ain't got no baby. She did not want to go where Kaylee went. They wanted her to. It's closer, and she did not. She don't. You know what I mean? Like, she wants to, not that she wants to get away from her sister. She wants to get away from somebody talking about her sister dying every day. She wants to be able to breathe. She thinks about it enough. She really, I think, had issues. I think she had a lot of course, it's her fucking sister. I don't care if they fought. I don't care if she called her a snob. I don't care if she called her a bitch. They're sisters. They're allowed to do that. That don't mean she wanted her to die. It just don't. Like, I can't. It don't. I don't care what was going on. That is her sister. Her sister's her sister. That's why we have to be careful what we say to people, even if we don't like them, because you don't know. We're not promised tomorrow.
Yeah.
She does want to be more independent, and she does not want people to know, like, to come up her and she wants to have her own personality, and people know her for that too. And she don't want to just be known for her sister being slaved, because her sister was more than just a person that was slaved, I'm sure, to her. And two, it's traumatizing, y'all. She was young. She's just trying to be a normal fucking kid, a normal, and it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I seen Annie Peterson took her channel down. I did see that. And Twiz, are you joking on that comment?
What did you say?
That Steve followed the car back to jail and confronted BK last night. That would have been almost impossible. Wouldn't it have been?
All right, Twiz. We're not going to put on, with Steve G does enough that we have to, like, let's not add stuff. Okay?
Okay. Wow. I didn't know. I just wanted to clear that up.
Oh, my God. I don't even want to know he did that. He can't be doing that to Brian's parent. Like, okay, we can't. And the thing is, oh, my God, Aubrey, I think, whatever, I don't mean whatever her name is, but she can't help what her parents do. So I wish people would quit dogging her online, because I done cuss people out. Calling her a whore and a slut because you're mad at her daddy. That's horrible. And you shouldn't do that. And if I see it, I'm saying something. She's an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
You don't even know what she's doing, and she don't have a baby. So, you know what I mean? Not that the one, I'm not saying those. I'm saying they don't need to be doing that. Like, what the fuck? And these are the people that hollered, they're for the victims. Really? Because I don't think Kaylee wants you calling her sister a slut. I'm just saying. God, can we stop? That's like P. Diddy's twins. People leave them alone? They can't help what their daddy did. Do you think they're going to tell you they don't love him? Fuck no, it's their daddy. They don't agree with what he did, but they are harassing them kids. Can you please leave them alone? Why don't y'all harass the dumbass that did this? They don't know what their daddy did. You think he sat there and told them? No. Shit.
Yeah.
They're already embarrassed. Do we have to stop them to the red carpet and fucking and have a camera in their face so that they can be more embarrassed? They didn't do anything. Leave them alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Twiz. I mean, if I was Steve, I'd be mad too, because I think he was played by the prosecution, and I think he's realizing it, and I think he has known from a while back that this was not a one-man crime.
He's following the wrong people. He should have followed Bill Thompson. I mean, that's what my mom would have done. But the I don't even know what to call Brian's parents. That she would be following Ashley or dumbass Bill or whatever. And I said something mean about Bill Thompson, and I probably shouldn't have. I don't feel sorry right now, so I can't say I'm sorry, but he deserved it. He should know Xana's last name. And if he made a mistake, he should have apologized. And he never even fucking said he was wrong. It's disrespectful. Yeah. Okay, y'all. We're fixing to wrap this up because Christy's got to cook and stuff, and I'll get mad as shit. Because I'll be crying when we're done with this because it hurts my feelings. It hurts my heart for Xana. They've been so disrespected, the 4 kids. It pisses me off. Mm-hmm. They're not here, so it don't matter. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. They can hear. They know what's going on. And when your shit starts falling off of your thing and you don't know what's going on at night, well, I wonder what you thought about. They'll let you know they're here. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Oh, it makes me mad.
I think we were all looking forward to the, going to trial. So we got to find out what the hell went on and more. And this just ending sucks. I think that's why we're all like.
Well, I mean, we don't have to know all the things, but the parents deserve to know the evidence against him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We all are supposed to, but these victims' parents deserve to be able to make up their own mind. Is this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Were we lied to?
Yeah.
Were we, and I'm sure that they think that, but it's just like a proof thing. Like, let me see this. So when I stand up here and say, okay, y'all said this, y'all swore this, and now it's this. So, I mean, I think that they deserve that day. I just do. But that's my opinion, and everybody don't have to agree. And I don't know what happened to Christy, but we're fixing to. Oh, there she is. She probably hit the button. We do that.
I didn't do it.
Oh, did it? I didn't leave.
Hey, for me, you did.
Oh Lord, I don't know what happened. We just gone.
But no, true crimes comment there. I thought that too. If by him putting in for life sentence and doing this plea, Brian can ask for a transfer and he can come here to Western PA.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. See, I don't know all the laws in that.
Mm-hmm.
No. And the thing is his parents didn't just not go see him because they didn't want to see him. I'm almost positive. So I don't like the news doing that because that's shit against his parents, and that's not fair. He's a grown man. He made his own decisions, y'all. Whatever those were,
Yep.
His parents, it's not their. They didn't raise him to do. I don't think by any means they raised him to do this. Mm-hmm. But all of these families, they've had trauma. Even Steve G, it's a lot. He's got other kids, y'all. I mean, there's a lot. Xana's mama, and she got pushed out like she shouldn't even care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just sick to me. She birthed Xana. Okay, I don't give a shit. She carried her. She birthed her. That's her mama, and she's allowed to care. They all are. And Christy just believes what she believes. And y'all, if y'all watch that interview, she looked and said, those people looked me in the face and swore they had it. Mm-hmm. I don't blame her for believing that. And when she loses her mind on them, they should go to jail, not her. They shouldn't have lied to a mama.
Yep.
That woman is not. You can tell the distress she's in, man. She's going to lose her mind. It's going to happen. She's going to go off on these people. And she shouldn't get in trouble. They shouldn't have lied.
Okay, I need to go to the grocery store so I can get my.
I went to the grocery store. I did that already, but I'm going to get off here.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. Now I got to go do it. I should have just done it this morning because it's almost 2 in the afternoon, and I don't want to do it now.
And it's the day before 4th of July, Christy. Have you lost your mind? Oh my God, I just thought about that.
Yeah, I know. So
we're not mean, Twiz.
Why are we mean?
I'm not mean. How are we mean? I love you, Twiz. I'm not discussing this with you right now. I'll send you a message in a little bit. I love everybody, even if
Yeah.
I still love y'all. Okay, we'll see y'all probably after the 4th.
Yep. Sounds good. Thank you all for being here. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and see you all later.